Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa. Today we're going to be making this very versatile project. It was made from double-sided paper. This particular one is from an 8x8 piece of paper from Holtz from his abandoned collection. I'm going to make the sample with one from the correspondence collection. It doesn't have to be Tim Holtz, but it does need to be double-sided. And as you see, if you saw my last video, I did decorate with one of my cute little mini stamps. It's a freebie on my Ko-fi account, and just a little sticker there. So very easy, just a simple decoration. And let me show you the pockets that are in here. I'm going to grab just stuff that I had sitting by. It doesn't necessarily go in this pocket, but here's the tag from the last video. There is a pocket in the back. You can see the little divot here. And then there is an additional pocket right in here. So we're going to put that in here. But then there's also this bonus, tinier one right in front. So we'll put that one here because we had a tiny one. Once again, cute little freebie. And doesn't go with it because pink and kind of burgundy. But you can see the versatility of a little pocket right there. And a pocket right there. And a pocket back there. So 3 pockets from an 8x8 double-sided. So get out some double-sided paper. It's very easy to do. If you don't have Tim Holtz, if you've got some other double-sided, it'll work. Even if you have a digital from a scrap copier paper that you printed on both sides, cut it down to 8x8 and you can use that. So I'm going to be right back and show you how to make these. All right, so I do want to say I saw this on a reel on Facebook, I believe it was, or it could have been TikTok. They pop up. It was from a site, or what do you want to call it? It was Lennie's Paper Treasure, and I saw it on that. Okay, so you take the 8x8, and I find that if it's very similar, it's not going to look as good. You want something that definitely has a contrast to it. Like this one, hard to tell, but the back side of this was green and the front side was a burgundy color. So it had the burgundies and the greens, definitely different colors. So this one, it is very much the airmail, the reds and blues, and this one is just the grid. So it's going to look definitely different. Okay, so we're going to take and we're going to fold it onto itself in the diamond pattern. We are going to make like that envelope shape. So this is very similar to how you make envelopes if you've made them before. Now this stuff is really thick. We definitely want to burnish it down really good. I'm going to just fold it the other way to make sure I got a good fold. So that's why I'm thinking if you did the digital paper that was printed on both sides and cut them to 8x8, you'd probably have a much easier time making this pocket. This one needs a lot of burnishing. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out what we want as the top pocket or this part to show, and it's going to be one of these corners, and I think that one will be fine. Not really much different. I'll go with that side. Okay, so that's going to be the top corner. And I'm just going to go ahead and round it so I know which one it is. And I'm just going to use my big old rounder here just to round the top. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the side that's not the top and we're going to fold it up to the center part. And there we go. And we're going to, as usual, or prerequisited, we need to fold it good. Okay, so we're going to cut that part off. You can use a slider cutter, you can use your scissors, however you want to do it. I'm gonna be brave and use my scissors because I can see the fold mark pretty good. Okay, we're gonna save that for the pockets. All right, so now this is the part where it gets a little bit not tricky, but you need to fold it into itself. So we're gonna fold it in. And then fold it in. Now, I don't want to fold it too hard until I know I have it in the right spot. And basically, I know it's the right spot because it's overlapping. And it looks very similar to how far it is. I don't want, the pocket to be over. I don't want the pocket to be, way to the side. I want the pocket to be centered as possible. So if I put the point on a line and I see that this pocket is just past the black and that one's just past the black, I think it's a pretty good spot. I could go in closer, I could go in a little farther, but I think that's a nice size envelope. So now is the time I'm going to give it a bit of a squish to get it into its permanent home. And like I said, this Tim Holtz paper is really thick. If you don't use double-sided Tim Holtz, you're probably going to have a little bit easier time of getting it and doing it. Okay. All right. It's basically done, except for a few little add-ons. I wanted to make the pocket here, just to give it a spot to show that there is a pocket, even though you can tell there's a difference. So I'm going to use my circle punch to make a little divot, and I am going to ink that inside before I close it, and we'll just put a little ink around this side, and this side. Trying to see which side shows. There we go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out, do we want this on the top or this on the top? This one doesn't really matter as much because it looks exactly the same. When I was choosing this one, I decided to put this on the top because the letters were a little bit more facing the right direction. These letters were upside down, so I tucked that side in. That's the only reason I did that. But we're going to take one of our points and we're going to tuck it in. So we're just going to do it this side since it's the opposite. Okay, so now for gluing, just very little gluing. What I found is the part that you tuck into, you don't want to glue that one, but you do want to glue this side closed, unless you want an extra pocket. I found it a little bit more, not confusing, but a little bit more, the paper didn't know where to go when that pocket was open. So I decided to glue that side down. Not down, glue that pocket closed. You can see that's the pocket that went in there. That's the pocket I closed. I'm just going to make sure that glue that seeped out a little bit doesn't close that pocket permanently. Okay, so I could technically take that out and probably have glued it when it was out, as I'm seeing now. But we'll glue down there. All right, so the pocket that you're going to tuck in, you can put some glue in there and make it stay closed. All right, so we're gonna put that back in there. I did not glue that pocket into there. What I did glue is the bottom. So where it opens down here, just gonna put a little line of glue. This is a pocket that slides down, and if you don't close that part, your stuff slides right through. So we just want to make sure that that is closed. Now, once it's done, I'm just going to put a little ink on the outside. The Tim Holtz paper, with how much folding I have to do, does crack a little bit. Now, I haven't figured out if you could go ahead and try to cut some of it away. But if you do cut some of it away, that's on the inside, you're going to lose extra pockets, I think. So you kind of got to keep the whole thing there. Oh, I forgot. Should be able to tuck it back in. I forgot to glue this in there. So before I glue the bottom, we need to put this in there. So this fold that I took off, we were just going to fold it in half, and we're going to cut it down the middle into two smaller triangles. Now the first time I did this, I thought, well, those are way too small, but they actually aren't. They're perfect size. All right, so we're going to cut. All right, now if you have something that's a little bit different, that is not just totally like this is grid and very much the same, you could definitely probably put flipped both sides. Like for this one, I did put the green on the outside, but there was parts on here that were this burgundy color, parts that were purple. I could have flipped it around and put the other side on there. I did choose the green. It had a little better contrast, but I could have chose either side on that one. For this one, I definitely want to choose this side for it. So the only caveat you have is to put it, to make sure if things are upright or upside down, that you want to figure out which way it goes. Now, this is the pocket that goes inside, so I might just put that here, because that's going to be there, and then put that here because it's up. Yes, we're going to do that. All right, so if you want to ink it before you go and put it on there. You could do that. If you want to, you know, round the edges at all or trim the edges off, you can. I left them straight because that is still a triangle shape. And we are just going to put it on there and do our best to center it in the fold. So it's amazing, right? You thought that was going to be too tiny. But when you go to put it on that pocket, it's like a perfect size. Genius. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue. Oops, I don't think I inked this one. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one on. And I'm really only inking this because the side of the Tim Holtz paper is white. Not really a necessity, but okay, so we're going to put that. And it's kind of nice because it does have grid lines. I can line it up and actually look like I'm putting it straight. Okay, so after you glue your two pockets on and tuck the one into it, then you go and open it up and glue that together. And I think it actually stayed most of it, except for this part right here that I ripped open. The rest of it stayed. So don't do as I do. Do as I say. I mean, that's done already. I don't think you really would have to do anything else for it, right? I just got some papers here so you could, like I said, you slide the, I thought they got glued for a second. You have a pocket back here. I don't push it down too far because I don't want to get it stuck in the glue. You have a pocket back there. Then you got a pocket in here and then a little pocket right there. And let me get this. You have a pocket right there. And a pocket right there. Cute, right? So easy. 3 pockets, 1 piece of paper, like a fold and a cut and a glue. I love it. I love it. Okay, so this, I'm not sure I really want to decorate too much more on that. I think it really looks pretty good, except maybe it needs a mini stamp. What do you think? Let's find a mini stamp. Some sort of bird, right? That would fly, maybe. A chicken? I should have found something first, right? That's the only thing with these little guys. Trying to find what you're looking for. Like a needle in a haystack. I mean, that would work. It's a mushroom is red. I was kind of hoping to find a bird. And I know I have birds in here. Of course they're being difficult. Ah, red cardinal. There we go. I knew I had something. Just took me a minute to find it. Try not to sweep them onto the floor. Oh. Got a little static going on today, which I'm surprised. Been humid. I was humid around here a couple days ago. We seem to have gotten into a nice drier air mass though right now. So it's probably why it's a little staticky. All right, so we're just gonna take the edges off and put a little grunge. If I want a little bit more grungier, I could even put a little bit of grunge on the white background. Really super cute. And put them up there. What's a little, still got my tidbits out. I like the months, but I think I would like it in the darker color. I'm sure I have one in here, but it would probably take me 6 years to find. Or how about collect? Let's do collect. even though the T got cut off a little bit, that's okay. I put it up there and angle it. Nah, that's not. Let's do that. Okay. So simple. Do not have to decorate too much, especially when you got paper like this, but okay. We'll put a little glue on him and we'll call this one done. Okay, we can collect with the postcard. I like it. Most definitely. I like it a lot. I could put one of those little stamps on there. I bet. Let's do that. I am going to ink this up a little bit though. Just to not have it so white on. There we go. It looks a little better. And of course, I probably don't have my little cancellation stamp anywhere nearby. I was actually, I forgot to mention on the video I showed the freebie on, but I was thinking about that. I still haven't got the second sheet of this, but I was thinking about that after it gets printed, to put some, you know, cancellation stamp marks on here if you wanted to ahead of time, or coffee splatters or dots or something to grunge these up beforehand, before you cut them, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you don't have to do each one individually. But if you, I got a little cancellation here. Let's, I just want a little tip of it. I don't want a big one. There we go. Okay. I mean, this definitely could use a little bit more decoration on there if I felt like it, but one of my little mini stamps worked perfectly. This was from a paper pad where it had a whole bunch of postcards. I just cut them out because it was two-sided paper, and yeah, perfect. I like it. Definitely can make little, this might be a fun idea to make postcards out of index cards, as I have another idea in my brain. Tiny stamps. I've used some bigger stamps to make postcards, but those would definitely work on there for tiny little stamps. But you need to go back there, and you need to go in front there. And there you go. I love it. Too much fun. So, pockets from the Tim Holtz 8x8 or any 8x8 that is double-sided. I like them a lot. Definitely. Okay. Don't forget to check out that freebie if you didn't see that last video. I'll link the video below to it. You can see me play with it. It's on my Ko-fi account. If you want to download those, please feel free to download those at your earliest convenience. Okay, that's going to be it for me today. As usual, I appreciate each and every one of you that has stopped by, and I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye for now.